Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers, and this is video 4 in our Designer Spotlight series, and this time we are spotlighting Nathalie Heijne, and the links to her Etsy store, her Facebook group, and her YouTube channel are all going to be listed below the video, and her Etsy store and all the others are named LineDotArrow. Now, this particular paper that she designed is called Bella Blue, and like I said, this is video 4, so we're actually on page 10, and what we're going to do is we're going to make like a big envelope pocket that fits on this one side and covers pretty much all of it. All right, so these are the papers that I've selected to cover with, and so I'm going to set these to the side for a minute. And we also need to cover this mistake that I made because I wrote G for glue there. I didn't write it down far enough, and now you can see it through the tape. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick so that we've got that done and we don't have to worry about it and we don't forget. And then I'll give you the measurements on this. Now, I'm going to be referring to my notes on this because of the measurements, and remember in the PDF you're going to have all of those. If you're a member of the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, you get a complimentary PDF with all the step-by-step instructions and measurements and such. So that might be something you'd want to think about doing. Now I'll put the link to that down below. Okay, let's do that. And that kind of matches what we did back here. This magnet isn't holding right now because we've got all these paper clips in here. And then I think I want to put this here. I'm going to wait because I've also got some flowers, and let's see, I've got this little saying, and I have some butterflies. Let me see, this one looks like it might look pretty here. Yeah, so you got this butterfly here. We could put it at an angle so that it came up off the page. So let's just wait to decorate that. We just want to make sure we got it covered. We've got it covered. All right, now we're going to cover this area. So we've got that part already taped. Did that way back. And the measurements on these, they're both going to be 6.5 inches wide. And that way it covers like this. Okay, and I just kind of eyeballed it from a little bit up from the bottom. So now the length on this is 6. So it's 6.5 wide by 6 inches tall. And then we're going to take the scoreboard and score it at 1/2 inch and then fold that over. And we've done scoring before, so I'm not going to make you watch that. So now we are going to paper these, but I'm going to partially put them on first. And the other thing we're going to do is we need to tape them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this one thing. Okay, we're going to do this one piece of the tape so that you can see what I'm going to do. Cut that off straight. Now, when we go across the top, we're not going to do the part that's folded under. So it's going to cover more onto the manila folder. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is a piece from a manila folder. So you may have to cut up a new one. You may have enough scraps just from your scrap pile. It just depends. Okay, so this one was 6.5 by 6, fold it up a 1/2 inch. And then this one is 6.5 by 3.5 and fold under a 1/2 inch. I've got a little bit of a gusset. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to need it. I don't think you're going to be able to put enough in there to, you know, need the extra space for the lid or the top. So let's go ahead. Let's set this over here. We're going to tape the top, but we're just going to tape it to the edge of the flap there. Okay. I think my dog's going to start barking again. The dogs upstairs are barking. Okay. And you can almost, well, you're probably going to just end up covering the whole thing. That way you won't have to go up and down the sides. And we'll put the paper in the middle. And that'll cover up your overlap. I was just thinking that maybe we should have, because we're going to need to do it on the underside as well. And so I was thinking maybe we should have just wrapped it around, but I think that would have been just too much trouble to get everything to line up. And then we're going to do the underside. I realize that's not straight, but that's okay because we'll trim it all up when we're done. Okay, let me get my other roll. Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold for just a second and locate my other roll of tape. Okay, well, a funny thing happened to me on the way to pick up the extra roll of tape. I discovered I didn't have an extra roll of tape. So our break, that to you has been a second, to me has been 3 days. I've spent the last 3 days waiting on tape to come from Amazon, and the price has increased on this, and apparently I now feel that it's outrageously expensive. So I'm either going to have to figure out something else other than this really cool brown that looks good against the manila folders. I do have white, but I'm not sure I'm going to like that, and so on and so forth. So what we have left to do, I went ahead and cut the papers, and I went ahead and taped the pieces. You saw me tape this stuff, so I figured you didn't need to see me tape that. This is going to be our bottom piece. We're going to glue our top piece on first, since that's pretty straightforward. Let's put the paper on. And I don't know about you, but waiting 3 days to be able to film the rest of a template, to film the rest of a section of a video was driving me crazy. Now, this appears to me to be directional. I would think that these would go up. I'm sure this is entirely subjective. Let's put this on here and get it maneuvered into place. Okay, I guess it's been maneuvered into place, since it doesn't want to maneuver anymore. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to glue the flap on. So we're going to fold it over. Let's use our bone folder on it, because I had flattened it out to put the tape and everything on. So we're going to center this as well as we can center it without making specific measurements. Now, actually, I want to lay the bottom on here so that I can see where the top is going to be. And it's going to be a little hinky because we've got this on here that's making it a bit crooked. So let's just say we're going to put it on there like we normally would, which is a little bit below the top of the tape. I meant to fill this up. Sorry that you can probably hear my washer in the background. I had no choice but to do laundry. I'm gonna stand up here so that I can look down on it. I look down upon you. You could be doing better. Okay, now we're gonna hold it down to get it to stick, since everything is so kind of wavy. You can use your bone folder on it if you like to help smear out the glue. And make sure that the corners are sticking down. Okay, that looks nice. We're gonna open it, and I see a problem already. I don't know about you, but I forgot about this part right here. So what we're going to have to do is cut a thin piece of paper from our scraps. And put it on here. Or the other thing we could do is put it on here and go ahead and put it straight down to cover the top part of where our pocket's going to be. I wasn't going to do that, but I guess I could. See, this is the width with the tape on it. I could also put another piece of tape on here to cover it up, which is what I think I'm going to do. It would be the easiest, I believe. She says not putting the tape on straight. You want it to line up on that inside spot because that would be really hard to trim. Totally forgot we would see that when we lift it up. So now I'm thinking that I'm going to want to go ahead and cut a piece. Wow, that really looks kind of bad. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut a piece to cover partially down. So let's do that. I'm gonna do it with this only because it's wider. It's wide enough to cover. Let's find our pencil. I just lost the tape. I have not found the pencil yet. Oh, come on. Oh, it's right where it's supposed to be. Being so silly. I'm gonna find my pencil. I look all over for it, and it's right where it's supposed to be. Now, since this is light colored, from this edge down, I don't want to go in a little bit. I want to mark it. Actually, I can now that that tape is there. So let's mark it a little bit in. Okay. I'm going to have to ink it. I had already inked all the other papers, so don't forget to do that. I think I just told you what color we were using, which is Tattered Rose. But in case I didn't, we're using Tattered Rose. You know, normally I would have put a piece of paper there anyway, just so it looks nicer when you open it up. But I didn't make these super long. And they're going to be our little gussets so that we can open this all the way, or open it a little bit wider. So let's go ahead and put this piece on. Let's double check against this one. It's going to be here. Yeah, that should work. Okay. So we're going to glue this on. Yeah, just inside. It's going to bend right here. Okay, come on, glue. Should have filled it up. You guys know how much I hate it when I have to wait on the glue. I have no patience when it comes to the glue. I try to keep it as full as possible, at least for filming purposes. I don't know if you guys saw the video I did on the flip through from the mini album I did called Mariposa, but I may show you real quick in the next video the collage I made from it. And the reason would be because that way you would maybe be inspired to make a collage yourself from the leftover clippings and cutoffs that you have. Gosh, now I feel like I want to cover this too. Okay, well, I'm going to do that off camera, but I'm pretty sure, see, that needs to go that way. So I'm going to have to print another piece of this paper. So let's go on to this. And what we're going to do is clean this off and clean it out. Clean it off and clean it out. Okay, set it out of the way. Now, maybe we should paper this first, though. Yeah, let's go ahead and paper this first. I even marked it top and bottom. It sounded like we had more air. Oh yeah, there we go. So I guess it was a little gunked up, which made it my fault and not the glue's fault. So there you go. Spider webs. Okay, now this is going to glue with the flap on the bottom. So if you're using directional paper like this is, then you're going to want to mark your paper top and bottom. Okay. Now we're going to want to go ahead and glue this on. See, I hate the tape being there. It really stays open or pops open. We're going to end up using Velcro dots on this anyway because if you put too many papers in here, then a magnet wouldn't work. So we want to make sure that it works. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay. So we're going to glue it on. Remember, you're gluing the flap. Try to glue the flap and not the paper. And not the flap and paper. Okay, get it centered on there. Let's make sure that it's centered there, which I think it could move over just a hair. There we go. And let's make sure it's straight. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make these into little gussets, which are just little foldy parts that are going to hold this or allow this to open a little bit further. So I've got these two pieces, and they are 4.5 by 1.5. So what we're going to need to do is get our scoreboard out. And put the lid on the glue. Okay. Now we want this to have a peak and then two valleys that we can fold. So we're going to need to have it scored in two places. Let's try that. So we're going to score it 1/2 inch. If this doesn't work, we'll use a one size bigger piece of paper and we'll get it to go. Yeah, this isn't going to work. I did it wrong. All right, let's score halfway in between. All right, so that's going to be 1/2, and then another 1/8, then another 1/8, and then that last 1/2. Okay, so we're going to want to fold it in half and score it. Then we're going to fold this part up and score it. And then we're going to want to fold this part up and score it. And it's going to be backwards. No, it won't. Yes, it will. So let's pop this out this way. Fold it the opposite. Today is the opposite day. And then fold this. I think what is the problem is our little gusset in the middle is too small. Yeah, it's going to be that way either way. It's still going to work though. Just don't particularly like it that way. Because these two will be glued. This will allow it to open. I think I want to do this differently. I'm going to put you on hold while I find some manila folder scraps. I didn't think I needed any more, and I don't see any right in front of me. Yeah, this is paper, not cardboard. Or you know what I mean, manila folder. So I'm gonna put you on hold and then I will be right back. Okay, we're back. I got this papered while we were gone. I think it looks much better anyway, so it ended up being fine. The side pieces ended up, we don't need a full double gusset. Let me show you from the side here. All we need is enough to just give it a little bit of a spring, and it's okay that it points to the inside. If we put it in this way, it's going to do the same thing because we only need this much of a spring. If we had one more side, if we had made it 2 inches wide, this is 1.5, then it would have made a W, and then we could have put it this way and the point would have been towards the outside. But we don't need it to be that thick. Okay, so we're going to take our 1.5 inch piece, and this is manila folder material or paper, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to score it at 1/2, and we're going to score it at 1 inch. Oops, she says confidently. Okay, all right. Promise you, I do not want to play with the scoreboard anymore, which of course is a fib. We're going to end up doing it anyway. So we want to just fold them opposites. So we're going to fold one this way, and then fold the other this way. That will give us our accordion shape. Okay. Then we're going to open this up, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue this to here, and then we'll put glue on here and fold it up, and that will glue it onto here. Okay, so now we don't want it all the way to the top. We don't necessarily want it all the way to the bottom either. This is also going to cover the fact that our paper doesn't come all the way down. So we definitely want it at least that high, which we don't really have a choice. So now, just because of the amount of room that I need to do this, I'm going to turn it this way. You might not be able to see the whole thing, but I'm just gluing it just the way I just showed you. So I'm going to glue this here. I've realized that not only is my glue bottle not full, but my glue needs to be thinned out. If you use Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Tac, either one, your glue will get thick. It will thicken over time, and you can put a little bit of acetone, not nail polish remover, but actual 100% acetone. Yes, it smells bad and it burns your eyes, but you can put just a little bit of that in. Let me see if that's where I want to put it before it dries. See, that's too close. It wouldn't fold. We want it farther up. Now let's check it. Yep, that's going to be just fine. Okay. So we got that glued on like that. Now let's do the other side. This one doesn't look to be folded quite as evenly. I think we can get away with it. Anyway, you just put a little bit in, and this glue has acetone in it. That's why it smells so bad. That's why it smells like nail polish remover. And we're just going to put this glue on here. Now we're going to hold the flap shut with Velcro dots, like I said, because the once we put thickness of putting papers in here, then we are going to have an issue with a magnet holding it closed, unless we had a really strong magnet, and I don't have one of those right now. Okay, it looks about even. Okay, now all we're going to do is put glue on the tops of both of these. Get that covered there, and then we're just going to flip it shut and stick it right down, and just hold it for a second. Excuse my sniffly nose, because of course that 1 second delay for you was overnight. So now I was just going to put one Velcro dot, which I think I'd rather do, but because of this tape right here, it really does want to fold up. We could use a hook and loop, you know, or a brad and loop, but I really would rather not. I don't want to try to reach down in here. If we were going to do that, we should have done it before we put the sides on. So that's totally up to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Velcro dot, and I don't know though, once you put a piece of paper in there, or a few papers in there, I think we better go for two. I think we better go for 2 Velcro dots. And let's see. You want to put the clear side this way. They call them clear, but one side obviously has to be white. And so we'll put the white side up here. What we'll do is we'll just, we put them in the corners of where the paper is. That will, that should make it in a good spot down here. Maybe up a little bit. So let's do it this way. These are my dots. I got black ones and clear ones / white ones. I got the black ones before I knew they had clear ones. But you can use the black ones on black paper, obviously. And being Mr. Obvious there, or Miss Obvious. Okay, so let's take one. Okay, now you want to put the sticky side down, and we're going to, this one somehow is an odd man out of the fuzzies. We'll take that, and we'll go ahead and stick it on there as if they were already attached. I'm going to put it right here. Let's take another pair of hook and loop. One hook and one loop. Normally you would just take them off as a pair. And they're kind of stuck to the next ones. Got to kind of give it a little muscle. And we'll put them right here. Okay. And then we'll just close it. And then press down. Then we'll attach the glue to both sides, and then it's just attached together by the hook and the loop. So there we go. All done. I think that looks nice. We've got our expandable pocket held down by our Velcro dots, which it looks like I might have put one way and one the other. I think I did, because there was a hook which should have been down here. Yep, I did one backwards, but I don't think you can really tell because of the paper. So, lesson to you, pay attention to your dots. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, let me show you. See, and this opens like this, so you can fit things in there without it being completely flat. And so now, so far, we've still got writing papers to make. So far we have this, and then it opens here for writing area, but we're also going to decorate that. And then we need a card for here. That's what the paper clip is for. That's why the magnet's not holding everything down. It's all too thick because of the paper clips. And then we have this little pocket here. We have a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a pocket here. And when we flip this over, then we have our envelope storage area. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.